process washing off the virus and bacteria that can cause COVID-19 disease. Aside from the basic safety measures of keeping our body clean, people also need to keep our clothes clean as well. This made laundry an important part of our daily lives. Filipinos wash their clothes either by hand or with the help of washing machine. We Filipinos still practice washing of clothes by hand up to this day. However, this is a time-consuming and strenuous process, but despite of the tiring process, Filipinos still love to wash their clothes by hand in order to avoid expensive electricity bills. This project aims to eradicate these apprehensions. The researchers propose an efficient way of using washing machines without suppressing its quality. The pedal-powered washing machine is an incremental innovation conceptualized to save power, both human and technological. The needs for a cost-effective way of performing all your day-to-day activities amidst the pandemic crisis. In other words, innovation has to take place. And still the number concern is that how in this time of global crisis where the cost of electricity is on a rocket ship, and acknowledging the limited works out to do, how can individuals, especially our frontliners, will still be able to perform basic chores? And likewise, exercise without jeopardizing health and would be cost effective.
So moving on with our conceptual framework. So in order for this device to work, we will be needing bike parts, especially the crank, pedals, chains and cogs, and a dynamo and a punch vessel where the garments are to be washed and dried. So the researchers came up with an idea of instead of using the traditional way of washing our clothes, which can lead to bruises and burns, and also using electrical machines that consumes money, why not we can just use our own leg strength to wash our garments and at the same time generate electricity as well. So here we have the diagram that shows all the processes that is involved in this research. So first, the dirty garments together with fabric detergents and water are to be put inside the cylinder. The cylinder then holds a punch vessel. So this punch vessel can hold up to 4 kilograms of clothes that will undergo a series of rotations. It removes the dirt and washes off the clothes by using the pedals and chains to power off and move the machine. So the water and fabric detergents are used and poured inside the vessel, and as the cylinder rotates, the water and fabric detergents are being mixed already with the clothes. And over time, as pedaling continues, the clothes within the carrier will be eventually clean. And after the washing is done, the next step is the draining of water. The used water will be drained and the garments washed will still be intact in the punch vessel for the washing again. So there is a second washing process in which it aims to remove the debris of the fabric detergents left on the first washing. And after the process of second washing, the water will be drained again and we will now proceed to the drying process. So the drying process is similar to the washing process. The only difference is that it doesn't have water already. And the pedaling process will be continued again for rotations of garments inside the cylinder. And once the garments are dry enough, it is now ready to be collected and the procedure is finished. So additionally, this process of pedaling and spinning of clothes inside the machine generates power which can be used to charge electric devices such as mobile phones and power banks. This concept of device is to build a washing machine and dryer using bike parts and at the same time generate electricity. The researchers will be using the aid of a dynamo connected to a battery to produce and store the converted mechanical energy used in charging devices. So next is our statement of the problem. In here, we listed some of the problems that our research aims to resolve. So the first one is the need for an expensive and portable machine used in drying and washing for garments for people who cannot afford to buy their own washing machine. The next is the need for a reliable and steady source of power in driving machinery, chiefly in washing and drying garments, because resources are inaccessible and some rely on heavy hand washing. Third is the electrical shortage of some villages in Bulacan. which can be solved by using our device to produce sufficient electricity needed for charging their devices. And lastly is the excessive use of hand washing, which can lead to skin conditions like rashes and burns, which may cause discomfort to people who do not own a washing machine.
Objectives of the study. In this section, the researchers laid out the objectives that will be tackled in pursuing this study. General objectives to create a design that is a reliable drive system that will be used in washing, drying garments, as well as charging devices that can be sourced and used that requires human work as the source of energy to produce a product of clean and electrical power. Next. Next are the specific objectives. First is to design a machine that can demonstrate the potential of human muscle activities. Second is to generate an alternative renewable energy that can be used to save or reduce expenses. Third is to able to meet the required electrical energy needed for charging devices. Next. Fourth is to able to save money and create multiple benefits for health and leisure for Bulakeños through developing a machine used in washing, drying their own garments through pedaling. Fifth is to able to create a document with sufficient knowledge on how a pedal washing drying machine generates electrical power works and its importance. And lastly is to able to apply the principles of machine elements and design and other related discipline in fabricating a washing drying machine. um, Assumption of the study. This is where the researchers thought out the possible outcomes, problems, and solutions that might happen tackling this research. First is the parts of the design. Because of the simplicity of the design, its parts are easy to handle and it has a lightweight, therefore it is possible that it can be moved or taken to different places. Second is the insufficiency and inconsistency of electrical power in some places in Bulacan that hinders people from charging their devices in such time. And lastly is the bike parts. Because of the simplicity of the design, its parts are easily able to repair or replace that can be found in hardware shops.
So the significance of the study. The people in the remote areas are most likely cannot afford a washing machine. So this experiment can help the people who can't afford washing machine, especially the people in remote areas. And it helps saving electrical consumption because it is a human powered and it can also charge our phone because it has a rotor in it which stores electricity. And this leads us to the physical benefits of a pedaling. Even you don't exercise that much, you can have a healthy body because when you do your laundry and you can wash and exercise at the same time. Additional information with the reference, the concept and mechanism of washing machine that charges devices. And the community must know that the bike parts can help to clean our laundry.
And for the scope and delimitations of the study, this pedal-powered washing machine will need an energy exerted by man to use it. Secondly, this machine comprises of bike parts such as crank, change, cogs, and also punch vessel where the clothes will be put in. And it also can wash up to 4 kilograms of our clothes. This washing machine is reliable and inexpensive, where we can save or we can lessen our electricity bills. This machine is equipped with dynamo which allows us to charge our mobile devices. And lastly, the age requirement to use this machine is 15 years old and above.
So moving on with our chapter 2, review of related literature. The aim of this chapter is to provide the readers with resources and findings related to the research. So the following references are gathered from a variety of sources such as books, journals, studies, and other related works. So in here, the researchers have generated 5 different themes to further discuss our study.
Our first theme is the health benefits of physical activity in general. First, this will increase the sedentary lifestyle and decline in levels of physical activity are cause of concern. Participation in regular moderate to vigorous physical activity reduces the risk of many diseases. Physical activity enhances cognition, slows age-related cognitive online, and prevents onset of neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's disease. And in order to promote and maintain health, physical activity should be performed on a regular basis. And in every session should have a duration at least 10 minutes without interruption. And lastly, WHO 2007 stated that children and young people should have at least 60 minutes to moderate intensity physical activity a day.
So in health benefits of cycling for transport, so using cycling as a transport can have many benefits because it can distribute a minimum amount of physical activity, and according to Laskal, it can also im- improve our lower body and to reduce body fats. And according to Duhammer and Chida 2008, which mean it can reduce our risk of having cardiovascular attack. And according to Hendrickson et al., also biking to work can lead to reduction of work absence, and biking can help us to financial because you won't need gas money and transport money to go to your work so you can have an healthy transportation.
The third theme for the review of literature is the advantages of pedal-powered washing machine. First is it's eco-friendly and non-pollutant. Since the design requires human work and it doesn't need fuel or electricity, it's completely using renewable source of energy. Second is it's less noisy. Its design simulates as what we do in our bikes, and bikes are less noisy than those who are using motors. Third, the machine has low manufacturing cost. As said earlier, its simplistic design is what makes it easy to repair and replace. Fourth, it is highly economical and affordable to all class of people. Its parts are easy to find in available shops and it's affordable. Fifth is it works without, so it can be an ideal machine for the people in the electricity deficient areas. Next. Six, it is less tiring than conventional washing techniques by hand, since our legs have more power than our hands, and we use it to propel ourselves in riding bicycles. And it is 4 times as much weight as our arms can pull. Seventh, this would greatly contribute in increasing the productivity of the manual laundries all over the world. Eight, it has lesser chances of failure than electronic washing machines, as the mechanical systems used in the machine have stood the test of time. Ninth is it is more reliable due to the simplicity of the design. The chances of failure are reduced drastically, thus making the machine all the more reliable. Next. 10th is the lesser maintenance required. The maintenance of pedal-powered washing machine involves mostly lubricating the various parts, which can be done even at home, so maintenance costs are drastically cut down. 11th is the zero operating cost, since the machine is manually driven. 12 is the very effective in protecting the hands of washermen from the harmful effects of the chemicals in the ingredients. 13th will be the to help reduce the physical stress which is applied on the hands during the washing clothes. Next. 14th, it encourages pedaling, which is a good physical exercise and keep oneself fit. Person now can easily wash clothes while performing daily exercise, which would save time. And lastly, it is a product made out of recycled parts, said by Fojobi L at 2020. Next. And our for and for our fourth theme in our review of related literature, the impact of generating electricity of home. As of now, we practice a lot more eco-friendly approach to keep the environment from dying. We use this in our homes, using solar panels in our roofs and wind turbines for wind energy. In this part, it shows the impact of generating electricity and how it lessens our expenses if we generate our own electricity. As you can see here, the calculation for our energy consumption has an equation of wattage times the number of hours per day. You can convert that to 30 days per month divided by 1,000. It's the equal of appliance kilowatt per hour consumption. And it said here, by the Visayan Electric, a typical non-automated washing machine has a wattage of 280 watts in 30 minutes. 1 hour and 30 minutes per day. A automated washing machine has a wattage of 585 watts in 1 hour and 30 minutes per day. And in this part, it shows the energy price. So in the Philippines right now, the energy price for the household cost 8 pesos and 75 cents, while for businesses, it costs 5 pesos and 71 cents. Next. And for the electricity bill calculation, the price divided by the appliance kilowatt consumption. And for the non-automated washing machine, it costs 3 pesos and 67 cents per day, and an average of 111 pesos and 86 cents per month. And we added a comparison here using an electric fan that are used 8 hours per day, which cost uh, 3 pesos and 5 cents, and an average of 106 pesos and 53 pence per month. And as you can see, the washing machine costs more than an electric fan that is running for 8 hours per day. So generating our own electricity in our homes can reduce the cost that is larger in some of the appliances we use in our homes. Next.
And so for our last theme in our RRL, it is entitled as the superiority of a dynamo. So a dynamo is an electrical generator that generates direct current by utilizing a commutator. It produces direct current electrical power by using electromagnetic energy as its power source. So in simple terms, it is an electrical machine that converts mechanical energy into an electrical energy. And according to Chacole from 2019, the quantity of power generated by pedaling a dynamo is sufficient to supply the low power devices. This can be used to charge most electronic devices such as mobile phones and power banks. Additionally, electricity can be generated by spinning the wheels of alternator vehicles such as bicycles and automobiles, where additional power can be generated. The generated electricity can be used in powering up cars or stored battery to power up devices. According to Megalingam et al. From 2012, riding a bicycle helps maintain a healthy physique and also creates energy. Bicycles are well known to be rich source of kinetic energy, with some of it available for harvesters during the user's quick and balanced motions. And a traditional dynamo can provide a huge quantity of output power at the expense of users' extra energy input. And lastly, according to Yunsuk et al. From 2012, capturing energy from weaving actions appears to improve cycling economy by allowing for more efficient use of human power. And so for our chapter 3, this chapter presents the methods on how the data from the research are gathered and analyzed. It also explains on how our project was fabricated. Finally, the system is briefly discussed with the use of diagrams. So for in our research methodology, this research employs an experimental approach. Experimental research is characterized as a true study in which researchers manipulate parameters in order to gather data. It looks at a specific collections of situations with intentions of relating the findings to a specific case. It applies information directly to the framework and looks for quick solutions to the complex problems. And this study aims to address the need for pedal-powered electricity generating washing machine for Filipinos living in low-lying areas of Bulacan. And at the same time, produce electrical power needed for charging their devices.
So these are the overview parts of the pedal washing machine. This it has a saddle seat, chain and sprocket, punch vessel, opener, cylinder, base, dynamo, and the frame. So the frame is the one who holds the components of the project. The cylinder is the one who holds the punch vessel and the inner components. The punch vessel is where we put the clothes to be washed and dried, and the materials are put into to be mixed and rotated. The drive system is about three parts is the pedal, the chain, and the cogs. Wherein the pedals enable the person to drive the machine and the chain transmit the pedaling action to the cogs and to the vessel. Lastly, the battery and dynamo who is attached to the cylinder and store the generated power to the battery.
And that's all, finalists. Thank you po.
Thank you very much to our group. No? To have your questions, may we call on Sir Edwin for the first set of questions.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Parang gusto niyo maging labandero ah. Ayun yung mechanical engineer. Gusto niyo maging labandero. No? So, may hindi naman talaga siya tanong, no? Okay? As in, why did you consider this topic a pedal washing machine? Okay? At anong naisip bakit ito yung title niyo?
Sir,
Kung ayaw niyo maglabandero.
as we said on the general objectives, we wanted to create a machine that can save power at the same time as it could give us some health benefits, which is the cycling, and at the same time, it can also charge us our phones in the midst of when an electrical disruption came in time. We can charge our phones in the pedal power machine. Washing machine.
Okay.
So
I guess this is the idea of Quartero, no? Para magkaroon siya ng exercise. Quartero.
sorry po, sir.
Is that the idea of Quartero of Sona?
Kasama po lahat, sir.
Sige. Yung RRL nyo, ano lang kayo, please provide lang section for local, RRL, and international. RRL and local, local and international. Parang lahat yata no na present yung ay international. Do we have local, RRL? Meron naman.
Meron naman po, sir.
Okay.
Mostly on the impact of
Sige, ano nyo lang, ayusin nyo lang para meron kayong local at international. Tapos yung speed requirement, halimbawa yung RPM needed, kasi parang kailangan natin ng more speed, diba? Mabilis na speed to be able to remove the dirt, right? So hindi pwedeng namamasyal ka. Yung namamasyal sa luneta, di ba? So wala tayong matatanggal noon. So kailangan may speed. So kailangan ma-attain natin yon, and then we should be able to sustain it. Okay? For how many minutes or hours, depende yun kung gaano karami yung damit na nalalabhan mo nga, Mr. Oksona. So, kailangan meron tayong data for that speed, di ba? Pwedeng mag-refer na lang kayo sa washing machine manufacturer. Pero dapat, meron tayo noon. At dapat ma-maintain nyo yun. Okay? So, yun lang. Parang information lang. Okay, that's all. Thank you and see you next time, ha? Face-to-face na tayo. Kailangan maipakita nyo sa akin yan na it's a working pedal washing machine. Kasi aalburin ko yun sa inyo para meron ako dito sa bahay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Sir Mark, your question, please.
Yes, hello. Good morning sa lahat. Meron lang akong mga issues regarding doon sa concept ng project natin. Doon kasi sa title ninyo, this is a pedal-powered, ano nga ba? Wait lang. Let me check. This is a pedal-powered electricity generating washing machine and dryer. Pag tinignan natin yung concept niya in terms of its doability, wala naman tayong problema. Marami nang ganyan ngayon, lalo na tama naman yung with the COVID-19 pandemic, na meron na talagang, mas frequent na talaga yung paglalaban na ginagawa natin kasi ngayon pagdating sa bahay palit, tapos panibagong damit. So advantages talaga, specifically for rural areas, yung mga pedal-powered washing machine. So okay yun, that's doable because that's current. Talagang napapanahon talaga yan. When it comes to electricity generation, wala namang problema kasi that is already, anong tawag dito, proven naman na yung way na yun eh. Gagawa tayo ng rotation, we will be storing the energy doon sa battery and then makakapag-produce tayo ng electricity. That's doable. However, may Santiago, pwedeng pa-mute. Medyo malakas yung feedback sa'yo. Yan. So, however, may apprehensions really is with regards to the feasibility of the paper. Sabi ko nga, the paper should have had una-muna yung pros and cons ng concept natin. Kasi when it comes to doability, tama naman magagawa natin yan. Pero ano ba yung feasibility ng project natin? For example, kapag ka nag-pedal tayo, yung pedal-powered washing machine on itself, mahirap na yung paandarin. Okay? One of your benefit is health benefits. Sige, okay lang. May health benefits tayo makukuha dyan. Pero kapag nilagyan pa natin yan ng generator at nag-load pa tayo, ang hirap na niyang paikutin. Sobrang hirap na niyan paikutin. Lalo na kung malaki yung generator natin. Pero syempre, maliit lang yan. Pero since may generator tayo, may load resistance, mahirap lalong paikutin yan. Ano bang capacity ng washing machine ninyo? Gaano ba kalaki? Gaano ba karami yung malalaban? Baka mamaya kasi laki naman ng normal na washing machine.
Up to 4 kilograms of clothes po, sir.
Up to 4 kilograms. Kapag gaano ka ba katagal maglaba? Gaano ka ba katagal magpaikot? 30 minutes, 1 hour, isang oras ka magpepedal tapos may load ka pa ng generator. Gaano kahirap yun? Matatapos mo kaya or maglalaba ka na lang ng manually? Kasi kung rural ang setup mo, for sure meron yung mga streams. Kaya dito na lang ako maglalabas sa poso or sa river. Kasi ang hirap dahil may load ka. Pangalawa, the feasibility question dyan is, gaano ba kalaki yung expected output ng electricity ninyo? This is for what?
For charging devices, sir, like phones po, power banks, or ganun lang po, sir.
Yeah, for charging devices. And then I saw doon sa inyong general objectives is to solve issues regarding power. Gaano ba kalaki yung dent na magagawa ng project natin to save electricity? Gaano ba kalaki yung consumption rate ng charging devices, ng power banks, ng mobile phones para kailanganin ko pa yung ganyang unit. How about,
Yung sa
yeah,
yung
sige.
sa ano po kasi sir, sa paggamit po ng electrical washing machines po, nalilesen po natin yung paggamit po nun and yung bill din po sir. And at the same time po, nakapag-charge pa po tayo ng phone and nakapag-generate po ng electricity.
Yeah, gaano ka ba kadalas gumamit ng washing machine? Gaano ba kadami yung setup na pinag-uusapan natin dito, specifically kapag rural? Kasi ang comparison mo, ang point of comparison mo kanina doon sa presentation ninyo is electric fan na 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day ka bang naglalaba?
Sir, yung binigay po na output po doon is yung yung washing machine, it only runs for 1.5 hours. It costs more than than the electric fan which it runs for 8 hours per day.
For 8 hours. O sige, so sabihin na natin ganun ang premise. So, that's why dito sa paper niyo, it's important that you conduct cost-benefit analysis. Kasi number one, is yung power na napoproduce ko ba, worth it ba doon sa effort na kailangan kong i-exert? That's number one. Number two is ano ba yung ROI ko dito? Baka mamaya naman dahil bibili pa ako ng dynamo, syempre DC yan, hindi ko yun magagamit na magsaksak ako ng diretso, kailangan ko pa ng converter. O magkano ba yun? Magkano ba yung magagastos ko doon? Kailan ko mababawi yung ROI ko? Na kung gagamit na lang ako ng electricity, at saka yung charging devices ko, yun na lang isasaksak ko. Kailan ko mababawi yung investment ko? Tsaka worth it ba yung investment ko dahil sa hirap magpedal? Bakit hindi na lang, for example, mag-partner ka sa mga NGOs o yung mga kunyari, kasi rural areas, di ba? May mga projects naman yan. O kaya, nagkaroon ng initiative doon sa area. Kunyari, may malapit na ilog. Tapos maglagay na lang ng turbine para mag-produce ng electricity. Kasi simple lang naman din yun. The same lang din, gagastos ka din ng DC motor, gagastos ka din ng converter. Pero hindi ako mahihirapan maglaba. Di sasaksak ko na lang yung washing machine ko. So yun yung apprehensions ko dito sa project. Doable siya, wala akong problema. Yung mga concept niya acceptable, talagang gumagana. Pero feasible ba? Like, is there a market for it? Although hindi naman natin yung market kasi hindi naman yung feasibility study. Pero one of the criteria kasi sa rubrics nyo is to identify the problem, which you did, na-identify nyo naman, but presenting a proper solution. Yung alternative solution ba na ino-offer natin would be used? Or baka mamaya nire-research lang natin to dahil for the purpose of research, pero wala naman talaga tayong paggagamitan. Kasi if we will be comparing this to other alternatives, baka mamaya hindi naman siya gamitin. So sayang lang yung research natin. Nakukuha niyo ba? Yung difference ng doable versus feasible. So yun yung dapat mapatunayan ng paper niyo. Siguro pa kung kung tanggalin niyo yung power generation, okay pa yung parang pedal-powered hand washing machine. Tapos i-compare mo lang siya dun sa mga existing na ngayon. Siguro i-improve mo yung gears, pas padadaliin mo yung speed, less effort lang, tapos makakapaglinis ka. Mas okay pa yun eh. Pero yung magpaproduce ka pa ng electricity, you compare it with power generation, the concept is acceptable, pero yung feasibility ng paggamit, parang doon ako may apprehensions. Okay? That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir Jervis, your question po.
Thank you, sir, for yung mga comments ni Mr. Mark. I totally agree with Mr. Mark with his point of view. Kasi, mainly, yung ating cost, di ba, sabi nga natin, yung cost sa paggawa ng ating project, baka mas mahal pa dun sa cost ng pagbili natin ng talagang washing machine na electric powered. Considering na sinabi niyo na zero yung operating cost. Bakit zero operating cost, no? Yun yung inassume nyo dahil yung tao na gagawa nun is ikaw. Diba? So, sinabi natin ikaw yung gagawa. Sinasabi mo ba for that wala kang sahod? O acceptable sa'yo na wala kang sahod? Kung i-assume mo nagtatrabaho ka on a regular basis, sabi mo araw-araw. So, a-absent ka ng isang araw para maglaba, sabi natin. So, yung cost nung paglalaba mo iko-compute mo. Hindi ko naman sasabihin na ako as engineer, graduate ako ng mechanical engineer, I am a minimum wage engineer. Siyempre, hindi naman ako papayag ng gano'n, di ba? So, I'm a mechanical engineer, so sabihin natin minimum wage ka nga. So, sabi nun sa report nyo, you will use the machine for 1.5 hour, di ba? On average basis. So, for 1.5 hour, that's already the cost ng electricity, no? Na sinasabi natin yung labor mo, or sabihin natin, pagagawa mo rin sa ibang tao, no? Mag-hire ka ng tao to pedal, to wash your, so yung labor mo, yun yung cost mo doon. So, kung pinasok mo yun, at the same time, sa pinompare mo sa electricity mo, baka parang the same lang. Di ba? Kasi in-assume natin na zero yung babayad mo sa sarili mo. So, parang sinasabi mo, wala akong sahod for that day. Di ba? Yun yung parang iyan natin. So, sabi nga ni Sir Mark, no, kaya niyong gawin yan. Madali naman kasi yung principle nandyan, yung mga machinery, yung design nyo, kaya niyong gawin, no. So, sa design nyo, napansin ko din, no, parang walang handlebar, no, yung sa pedal nyo. So, siguro kung mag-proceed kayo dyan, consider nyo may handlebar kasi for safety purposes. Saka, syempre, pagka walang handlebar, parang masyado mahirap pagka nagpe-pedal ka, no? Saka hindi nakakatulong yung hand mo para mag-exert ng force. Pero yun, overall, siguro yung machine mo, i-consider nyo rin kung yung talaga bang lahat ng hand washing na capability ng tao, kayang gawin ng machine nyo. Kasi for us, di ba, tayo, mga mechanical engineer, we will be exposed sa mga dirts, yung mga dumi na yan. So, yung mga oil, di ba, yung mga grease. So, yung mga yan ba kayang tanggalin ng washing machine natin? Kasi gusto natin itanggalin totally yung hand washing, yung hard hand washing, di ba? So, pag tinanggal natin yon, we assume na yung washing machine natin, pagka pinasok ko dyan yung panay langis, panay grasa kong damit na kulay puti, magiging puti siya ulit, di ba? So, yung ganong feasibility, so, talaga bang totally mawawala yung hand washing natin, di ba? Tapos sabi nyo yung cost ng maintenance is less dun sa motor. So gaano kadalas ba tayo mag-maintain ng motor? Saka gaano kadalas tayo na mag-maintain ng bike? Kasi ako personally, no, I use bike going to work, no. So napansin ko yung bisikleta, mataas din ang maintenance, no. Oo, mas less yung cost, mas less yung mga parts na bubulin mo kasi readily available siya in the market. Pero, mas mataas pa rin yung cost nun compared dun sa takbo ng 1.5 hour mo for the motor. Kasi ako, meron din kaming business, no? Yung motor namin, siguro for 20 years tumatakbo na yan. Hindi yan pinapalitan or mini-maintain lang yan. Pero, yung maintenance niya, very low maintenance. So, sabihin mo 20 years, 30 years na siya tumatakbo, operate, no? Hindi siya ganun kataas na maintenance compared dun sa pagbabike ko daily, no? So, sabihin mo, nagbabike ako daily, dati, mga 20 kilometers a day, ganyan, no? So, yung cost nung pag-maintain ko sa bike ko, saka cost nung pag-maintain ko sa motor ko na 20 years na tumatakbo, mas malaki pa yung cost ko dun sa bike. So, i-check nyo lang din yung maintenance na sinasabi nyo na mas lower yung cost, no? So, overall, okay naman yung project niyo, no? It can save dun sa electricity kasi particularly, no, for that project, you want to save electricity. Tapos, you want to generate more para dun sa power bank mo. Siguro, habang naglalaba ka, na imagine mo, nagsa-cellphone ka din, no? Or what? Pero kasi, yun nga, yung sabi ni Sir Edwin kanina, meron kang certain speed na kailangan i-maintain na kaya ba ng tao na tuloy-tuloy, gano'n. So, parang nasa spinning class ka, na tuloy-tuloy, yun lang yung speed na kailangan ng nung machine mo. What if bumagal ka? Yung efficiency ba nung pagla-laundry mo, medyo magsasuffer. Baka kailangan mo pa ulit-ulitin, di ba? Unlike kasi yung sa traditional natin, it's either kung ano bang motor na gamit mo, inverter motor, which is cheaper, or yung regular na motor. Siyempre, yung machine, yung rotation or yung revolution nung nung motor natin, tuloy-tuloy. So, siya? So, So, consistent yung speed. So, sa pagpe-pedal ba natin, kaya natin yung consistency, di ba? Yun lang naman. Saka I totally agree with Mr. Mark dun sa nagdagdag pa tayo ng load, no? Kasi 4 kilograms na yung ano mo, yung sabi mo sa magiging load ng iyong washing machine, 4 kilograms kasama yung water no na. Kasi baka 4 kilograms yung clothes lang plus water. So mas mabigat yun. Or 4 kilograms kasama yung water. Yun yung kailangan natin i-clarify dyan. Kasi kung sakali ganun, meron ka na 4 kilograms na binubuhat while pedaling, no? Pag nagdagdag ka pa ng load, yung dagdag na load doon sa dynamo mo, napupunta lang sa battery, tapos kung sa battery, puno na siya, charge lang siya ng charge, di baka yung energy mo, while doing the pedaling, nasasayang din, no? At the same time. Yun. Pero yung concept, okay naman siya, kasi nga, para dun sa mga rural area, not necessarily Bulacan lang kasi 'di ba rural area, marami pa rin namang area na wala pang electricity, 'di ba? So not necessarily na sa Bulacan lang kasi Bulacan halos lahat meron ng electricity. Meron lang power shortage sometimes, pero meron na tayo makikitang electricity diyan. Siguro sa mga mas rural pa. Pero yun nga, okay naman. So good luck na lang. Tingnan natin kung ano yung pwedeng yung gawin para work around para magkaroon kayo ng better solutions, no? Better concept. So, thank you. Yun lang naman.
Thank
Thank you,
you po,
sir.
sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Sir Edwin, do you have additional comments for the group?
No more question. It's okay
Thank you, sir.
already.
Sir Mark?
Just to add on lang, napansin ko lang pala doon sa design niyo na parang horizontal yung pag-pedal. Patingin nga ako yung sa presentation. Tama ba? Ayan, so parang hindi kasi aligned, di ba? Parang medyo naka-extend yung legs mo. So, syempre, kapag ganyan kasi yung situation, medyo mas mag-exert ka ng effort as compared kapag directly below yung pedaling natin. So, less ka na agad doon, mga ngawit ka agad dyan. Okay? Tapos, yun. So, that's one thing sa design. And then, yung sa RRL ninyo, madaming kulang. Saka yung sa mga health, I don't think that would be relevant for your paper regarding doon sa health. Okay, mag-focus lang doon sa mismong project per se. Okay? That's all.
Sir Jervis?
That's all naman. Okay na po ako. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir. To the students, do you have any clarification to the comments of our panelists? You can raise your inquiries po to verify yung mga comments po nila para pa nag-revise po kayo ng inyong mga documents. Anyone from the group?
Okay muna po, sir. Ano na lang namin. Improve na lang po namin sa next sem po kung itutuloy po namin yung gawa namin na to.
Okay na po tayo. Wala po bang inquiries na po? Sir Inaw, your instruction to the group po kung meron.
Actually, if I may say something, yung mga students na came up ng ganitong project, whether simple or medyo high-tech, siguro ang tinitingnan natin dito is yung application ng mga natutuhan nila, no? And then I myself noted yung mga comments nila Engineer Mark, Engineer Bautista, at si Engineer Jervis, no? So magmi-meeting na lang kami. I think pwede sigurong ayusin yung ergonomic parts ng project. For example, as I see it, yung upuan ay parang straight lang. So we can make it like reclinable into some degree or angle, no, para medyo adjustable. And then siguro pwede tayong provide ng back seat Kasi pag ano, nakakangawit rin yung magpedal, di ba? So baka pwede tayong sumandal. So may mga ganong portion baka pwede nating lagyan. And all the ano, mga comments, no? Yung sinasabi ni Sir Mark Joseph tungkol sa power generation, I agree with that kasi hindi natin pwedeng gawing para bang napakalaking big deal yon, no? Kasi it's not really producing power na very significant. Bari additional lang yon sa nagawa niyong project na nakakapag-produce ng electricity in terms of dynamo habang nagpe-pedal, which is a good thing. So parang utility ano lang siya, no? Pero it's not the main purpose na parang napakalaking may maitutulong ka sa power generation. I think it's not that the point. The point is you can save power because it's manual, no? Instead na gumamit ka ng kuryente, nagagamit mo lang yung paa mo. Tapos doon naman sa sinabi ni Sir Jervis, I think hindi naman to siguro gagawin na parang buong araw. No, baka kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho, siyempre baka maglalaba ka, ang free time mo lang is gabi, parang gabi. So, I think for those people na wala talagang kuryente, I see na pwede mo maging alternative parang ganun para magtulong, no? Kasi kung titingnan mo, kung may 2,000 ka, pwede ka nang bumili ng washing, tama pa sa Sir Jervis, di ba? May mga washing machine na 2,000 lang, di ba? Or mga ganun.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. May I interrupt?
Sige po, sir.
Engineer Inaw, please advise na lang yung grupo mo kasi we're running out of time kasi 1 hour lang talaga yung allotted per group, ha? Per thesis. Okay?
Kinuha na lang po namin yung
Oh, sige.
mga comments. Ano na namin, implement na lang po namin yung based on
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. To the group, congratulations for presenting your proposal to the panelists. To the panelists, thank you very much also for guiding our students and to our advisor. Thank you po. To the panelists, see you po dun sa next group natin. Okay, thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
anong oras sir handing yung expo?
Sir, 10:30 po.
sir.
10:30. Thank you.